me, I'm the Hammy Dressmaker, coming back to you after a several month absence. So if you are subscribed, thank you very much for sticking around. I know it's been a while. I don't normally plug these things, but if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It encourages me to keep going. Anywho, so I haven't been around since about October, and the truth is I've not been holding back on you. I haven't been sewing anything until Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve I got the idea that I needed a nice pair of pyjamas, and it kicked off my sewjo in a major way. My sewjo, I've been struggling with it for months, and that's kind of reflecting kind of in the videos where I've only kind of made one t-shirt and I made a video about a t-shirt, and I kind of was at the point where I was like, I don't enjoy this hobby anymore. I'm going to sell my equipment, make some money back, and that was it. And then I spoke to my friend and she told me not to be fucking stupid, and I've been boring everyone about it for years, and clearly, you know, I was suffering with you know, some sort of depression or something, because clearly I'm mental to give this hobby up, which is true. I've been a bit down, and I think everybody is at the minute, aren't they? So anyway, going back to Christmas Eve, so I had in my head that I needed a new pair of pyjamas. Good old Breton top kind of came out, and then I tried to make the pyjama bottoms and I didn't have enough fabric. So this is the result of that. Now you're going to be able to see through my bra, so never mind. So I'll show you a full picture actually in a minute. So I kind of looked in my fabric stash for something that could go with it, and I found some lovely jersey crepe that Alex Judge gave me clandestine line like in a car park. Thanks, Alex. And I spotted a sewing book on my shelf, one that I bought last summer, and it's been sat there kind of unloved, unused, not really looked at, and I just pulled it off the shelf, and literally the first page it came to was a knit skirt pattern, and the book was Gertie Sews Casual Vintage, and that effectively kicked off my sewjo in a major way, because as you'll see, the skirt really turned out very well. It was very easy to make, and then it kind of just started everything off, and I've been kind of sewing like very beaverly ever since. I've also got some ring lights, so the videos should be a little bit better from now on, and you'll be able to actually pick up on some of the details that I'm trying to show you. My last video was appalling. I was like in the background. Bad video. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm going to give you a quick twirl of this particular make, and then I'm going to get changed and show you several things that I've made since, and then I'm going to talk about non-garment related projects that I've completed in order to try to keep my sewjo kind of keep going. And I'm also going to show you some projects that are in progress, which I've got a couple actually, and I'm also doing a pattern test as well this weekend. So yeah, the sewing has truly kind of kicked off properly since Christmas, really. So let me show you what I'm wearing. Okay, so here we go. So we've got the Breton top, which was fail pyjamas, nice flash of bra there. It comes down to mid-length, but I'm tucking it in so you can actually see the skirt. So the skirt is from Gertie Sews Vintage Casual. It is quite literally just one piece. You put some elastic on the other side, you tuck it in, you stitch in the ditch down the seam, and that's it. So the whole project from start to finish probably takes less than an hour to do. So that was a really good kind of starting off sewjo wise. I'll insert some better pictures because I can't get quite the angle on the camera to kind of show you the full length of it, but it comes past my knee. I love this outfit, and it got me thinking about how I want to kind of sew from now on. So before I get on to the next kind of make, just talk briefly about that. So going forward, I need to spend less money on sewing. Now, I don't spend hundreds of pounds a month anyway, but despite that, I still have quite a stash kind of in my cupboards. I have loads of patterns, loads of PDFs, which I'm not using. So part of the reason why I pulled that book off the shelf was simply because I couldn't afford to buy a pattern. And then I started looking through it and I was like, that's nice, that's nice. Why haven't I sewn anything? Why are you using my sewing books? So on my blog, I'm going to start a separate kind of review section on the sewing books with patterns that I've got. I've got quite a few, so I'll give you kind of a running list of what I've got. So I've written my first one, which is So Many Dresses, So Little Time. I'm planning to do the Great British Sewing Bee Fashion with Fabric, Breaking the Pattern, the Wendy Ward's books, the Basics Dressmaking, and also a follow-up which was the Sewing for Everybody, which has got 5 projects in, but it's a gender neutral sewing book. It's also slightly bigger size range than her previous book, so I'm going to do those side by side. I'm not going to do them kind of on here because I don't think it makes very riveting content, but I think if you're a consumer and you're wanting to find out a little bit more about these books, it's quite difficult to actually see those actually on the blurb. They don't give you a lot of detail, they don't tell you what the size range are, they often don't show you pictures of the projects that are inside. So I thought it'd be a kind of an interesting side project. So if that's something that's interests you, you can find my link below to my blog. And I'm going to try and do those probably every 2 weeks. A lot of them, as I say, I haven't used, so it's more like I'm looking through them with a more experienced eye than many often when I've actually bought them. And if I haven't made them, why not? If I have made something, what are the problems that I've had with it? Anyway, so I'm kind of being really conscious about money and what I spend, and using what I have. So that kind of led into my next project. So I did a pattern test for a company called Print a Pattern last year, and in fact I've just signed up to do another pattern test with them, but obviously I can't tell you about that until the pattern gets released. But I really enjoyed that pattern test. If you've never done a pattern test before, it's worth doing just for the experience, and you'll get a different experience for each company that you sign up for. So I've done 2. I've done one for Print a Pattern, which was really enjoyable. It's more of a community kind of sewing along. So if, we're all talking to each other in these group chats and things. So that's really good. And I did one with Jennifer Lawrence, which was good, but very, very different. So Print a Pattern wanted my feedback on the instructions and what I thought of the instructions, and because we're all doing it at the same time, it's like, oh yeah, stuff that I would have forgotten if I was kind of filling in a form at the end of a pattern test. And I just enjoy the kind of the way Ellen's running these things over on Print a Pattern a lot more. But the next pattern I'm going to show you is called the oval skirt. Now if you go, oh, I must have that pattern, because it is pretty. And I've got 2 versions to show you today. The pattern currently isn't on sale, but it will be again in April. So she's going to do a bit of a relaunch on that. I think it's a really versatile pattern, and I'll show you why in a minute. I'm going to pair that with a previously shown make that I've done on this channel, which is the plantain tee, which I got the material for from the market. The purple oval skirt fabric I actually bought from Minerva. So a change from the market for a change. Got it in the sale section, it was £2.99 a metre. So for this particular version that I'm going to show you, you need 3 metres, and even then I was a bit skinflint on it. So I turned the fabric around and it gave it quite a nice effect. Actually, it's not something I would have done if I hadn't run out of fabric. But I really like the effect, and I think it looks deliberate, even though it wasn't. And then we're going to go back onto Gertie and a few other patterns. So just wait there 1 minute while I do a quick change and we'll continue. So here is the next make. Now I'm going to get on my chair to show you the actual skirt. But this is the plantain here, one I haven't actually shown off in a video before, but I've shown a photograph of it before. And here is the actual skirt. So it is actually a 4-panel skirt, so I'll do a bit of a close-up for you. It comes as a pattern in short length and long length. This is the long length version. It comes with optional pockets. So this fabric is really interesting. This is the £2.99 fabric from Minerva. And oops, it's meant to look like leather, but it behaves like cotton. So I'm gonna lift up my skirt and just show you the weave. So yeah, can you see that on camera? So yeah, so it looks like, there we go, that on the back and this on the front. This fabric is quite a bit lighter than what the pattern actually asks you for, because it's intended for things like denim, cotton twill, brocade, that sort of weight fabric. This is quite a bit lighter than that. I still think it works, but the actual fabric itself, because it's coated in this, what I presume is some sort of plastic anyway, it stiffens it, so I can get away with a lighter fabric because of the coating, but I definitely would wear it with something heavier as intended. But you can do some really nice effects. So I don't know about you, but I have 50 stitches on my sewing machine, a lot of them decorative, and I never get to use them, but I did on this project. So this is the tester version that I did last year. So here is the tester version that I did last year. I'll do a close-up of the top stitching in a minute, but as you can see, it's got these nice pockets, and it fits really nicely on the back. And I got to do a little bit of decorative top stitching. Use one of my decorative stitches on there. The t-shirt. So for this we have 2 makes. One which is most definitely in progress, and the other one is complete. So again, I'm going to have to get on the chair to show you the skirt. Now this is again the knit pattern from the Gertie Sew's Casual Vintage. This one is quite a bit loose. The cherry applique here I think really adds to it, so I really wanted a kind of cherry bomb outfit, if you like. The shirt, the fabric is from my friend Alison, who I did a kind of fabric haul kind of video with a couple of videos ago, and this is 100% cotton, and as I say, I really wanted to kind of make this an outfit. Now I'm finding this pattern is an absolute ball ache. I have quite big arms kind of anyway. It's known that I'm going to have to do some sort of adjustment to them. Normally on patterns I just upbraid the sleeve, so I keep the arms guide the same, and then I just kind of grade out on the sleeve, and that's normally fine. So that's what I did, except I can barely get my arm through it. I mean, it's really tight. So I was like, okay. So I ordered some more fabric of Alison because I had nothing left. Absolutely nothing left. And last night I picked off the sleeves. I had to order some more material anyway to finish off the collar because I messed that up. That's all me, not Gertie this time. And I've got ½ metre, so I knew I had enough fabric to do one attempt of sleeves and the collars and the cuffs and everything else. So I tried following the Palm and Pletch kind of guidance how to do sleeve adjustment. It didn't quite work for me. I don't think I'm following the instructions properly. But so far I've tried to add 1 inch to 1.5 inch, 2 inch, and still the sleeve is way too tight, and it's getting to the point where the sleeves getting really out of whack. You know, the pattern doesn't look right. So I'm going to keep on working on that before I cut the final. I'm actually going to toil it properly first, which, if you know me at all, is not something that I do, but I really don't want to mess this up because, as I say, it's really pretty and it's going to look fantastic when it's done, so I think it's worth the extra work. And then I'm going to show you what else I'm making. So projects on this sleeve. So this is another fabric from Creating Colour, i.e. Alison. This one I paid for, and it's this fabric. So I'm actually planning to do a shirt dress with that being the main feature and the contrast being a navy blue. So it's going to have a bib, like a mandarin collar. It's going to go down to my knee. And this is another one of my sewing books that I've had in my stash and I've never used. So I am doing that, and that's cool. That's exciting. It's a lot of work though. It's a proper sleeve pattern, so it's got all the cuffs and everything else. So yeah, that's one where it's going to take me a few weeks, if indeed I like it, because it is pretty bold. One of the things I really enjoy about the sewing community is all these kind of crazy fabrics that people use, and they look great, and I'm kind of a little bit more conservative and a little bit more traditional in my choices. And I thought, why not? It's 2021. If I'm gonna have a crazy dress, now's the time. So yeah, I'm gonna use every inch. In fact, I've used every inch of the 2 meters that I bought off Alison, and a good chunk of the 100% cotton that I got off First for Fabrics as well, to make it. So watch this space. That might make an appearance in another video if I finish it. I'm more work with this fabric. I'm going, it might be a little bit too crazy for my first non-conservative pattern, but we'll see. I might love it. In terms of non-sewing projects, as I say, I've been struggling a little bit with my sewjo. So made this sewing caddy from Batman fabric. Why Batman? Why not? I'm a geek. I like Batman. And this is from one of Debbie Shaw's Fun with Fat Quarters book, I think it's called. I'll put the title at the bottom. So this is actually labelled as a sewing caddy. I've done a separate video actually on, like, follow me as I make it. I'm undecided whether it's interesting enough to put it on YouTube. But the pockets are really shallow. So really this is only good for the actual bucket. I've made it from 100% cotton, again from my friend Alison, and yeah, it is what it is. Nothing more interesting than that. Then last night, because I'm getting ready to move house and I want some pretty things for my new house as and when I sell this house and buy another one, but I'm making my accessories already. I made a draft excluder. So this is from Wendy Gardner book. Again, I'll put the title at the bottom. This is made from 3 fat quarters. It's got some lace on it. It's got a bit of ribbon in it. Stuffing from Amazon. I now have a massive bag of stuffing, so I'm gonna have to find other projects to make with that. So I'm thinking some pillows or something like that. And that's it. So I'm going to kind of pause because I bought a couple of interesting pieces of fabric, and I'm not going to show you everything that I bought, but I have bought a couple that you haven't seen on the channel before, which I think are quite interesting. And then I'll finish up. So see you in a minute. Okay, so first bit of fabric I bought is again from my friend Alison. So I think this is, £8.95 a metre, I think. I'll put a price at the bottom. This is a poplin, and it's got all of my favourite things on it. It's pink, it's got birds, it's got flowers. It's very pretty. Now I could only afford a metre of this when I bought it, but it was like, no way am I going to and so I'm gonna have to be quite clever what I use it for. So I've got a couple of things in mind for it. I'm thinking of petal sleeves top by Simply Sewing, but I'm not promising anything on this channel because I keep going, I'm going to make this with this fabric, and then I don't do it. So I've actually got my next 3 projects actually washed, dried and ready to go, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to make with them, simply because, as I don't want to kind of overpromise, underdeliver. I do that enough, so I'm not going to do that. Next fabric I got from one of my favourite places, budget places online, So Affordable. I have mentioned So Affordable before. This is a really interesting print. I think this is a lycra. I've got 2 meters of this, and I think it was, oh gosh, it was less than £4 a meter. So it's got like a Renaissance kind of painting on it, which very loud. I have no idea what I'm going to make with it, but I'm thinking of I think it would be too loud as one item or one kind of, so I'm going to use it as a block, I think. I've got some kind of red jersey in my stash, so I'm thinking of this type of fabric for a bodice, and then like switching the fabric to kind of calm it down a bit, and have it in a plain colour, like a red. I think that would look quite cute. I've also got some more of the jersey crepe that I made the first skirt with, so again I might have a look and see what I can get out of that. No immediate plans to sell this up, but as I say, I thought it was a really interesting fabric, quite interesting kind of stretch. It's got lots of possibilities, so that was a bit of a bargain. Next one is I got some loop back jersey. Excuse me, no I don't have corona. So I've got this loop back jersey which I got from CJ Fabrics, again a budget place kind of online. It's got, say, loop back, so it's going to be super comfortable. I have to be, one of the things I'm kind of going to be conscious of going forward, particularly when I'm going to be watching my money, is not just buying cheap polyester all the time. I mean, I love long sight, but it's not really doing my skin much good. So I'm going to be a little bit more wary about where I spend my cash. As you can see, I have quite a severe skin disorder, so fabric kind of choice, I've kind of twigged that I do need to spend more money so I feel more comfortable in my skin, and I think they're going to last a lot longer, but I can't promise anything. I mean, I'm completely addicted to buying fabric, so watch this space. But anyway, this is beautiful. It's you can definitely, it's probably got some poly content, but you can definitely tell it's got natural fibres in it. I think this was £3.95 again, I think. I bought 3 meters, so I was intending this from a pattern test that I'm doing with Print a Pattern, but it doesn't have the required stretch on it, so I'm thinking of like a Nina Lee kind of South Shore jumper type, which I've made before. This is what I've actually bought for the pattern test. So according to, again, So Affordable, this was £3 a metre. It's a ponte type. This has got 55% stretch according to the website. Now I've got it in my hand. I doubt that. I don't know. We'll see. If it doesn't turn out, then you know it's the fault of the fabric or the fact I can't measure stretch. Next one I got is from the fabric guys online. They run campaigns quite a lot of the time where they have like 3 for 10, and I spotted this. I'm gonna pull it out. So this is the right side. So it's a wool poly mix, probably more polyester than wool. So for this, I'm planning to finally, one and truly, finish off my Dulce Pinafore from Jennifer Lawrence and actually have like a posh version of it rather than some viscose. It's going to be the same weight, etc. And it was cheap enough. If it, I still don't get the fit right, then no, I haven't lost a load of money on expensive wool. So that's it. That's me. I'm back well and truly, so thanks very much for coming back if you're watching this video, and hopefully I'll be back soon with some updates, and as always, love your comments. See you later, bye.